So making equivalent fractions through multiplication is fairly easy. You would have, let's say, 2/5. You can get an equivalent fraction by just simply multiplying by another number. In this case, 12. 6 times 5 is 30. You've successfully made an equivalent fraction. However, if you would like to make equivalent fractions with two fractions or more, then it gets a little dicey. If we were trying to make equivalent fractions with those two, we would have to think about our denominators. Those are the size of the pieces. You would have to find a multiple that fits both the 8s and the 6s. And you know from your time when you were learning your facts from multiplication that there's an overlap in the 6th line and with an overlap in the 8th line. 6s and 8s overlap at different places. If I was to do a whole multiple of 6, I would have 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 6 times 5, 6 times 6. And it goes on and on because those multiples go to infinity. If I was going to do multiples of 8, I would go 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 5, 8 times 6, and that goes on and on too. With 3 dots means it goes on forever into infinity. But in our 6th line and our 8th line, we have an overlap here at 24. That's where we get the same answer for a multiple of 6 and a multiple of 8. So if we used 24 as our target number, we could say that 6 times 4 is 24. So this fraction, the top fraction, is multiplied by 4 to get an equivalent fraction. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20. In 8, we have to change it because 8 times 3 is 24. So this fraction gets multiplied top and bottom by the 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 6 is 18. And the equivalent fractions to get the pieces the same size, 24ths, works out to have 20 24ths for the 5/6, but this fraction gives us 18 24ths because their lines of multiplication overlapped at 24.